Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to Indie Cinema Showcase, your #1 source for filmmaking, conventions, and everything in between. I'm Nando Luis Roman, and for today's episodes, we're doing things very differently. Since Indie Cinema Showcase launched, we knew that we didn't want to stop with just films. The music industry is just as important and is also filled with many independent artists, bands, and producers whose work deserve a light shined on them as well. Besides, without music, a film would be missing half of its magic. So today, we're premiering a new pilot show called Indie Music Showcase. And just like Indie Cinema Showcase, IMS will spotlight the talent in the independent music industry. Let's take a minute and watch the intro to the new show, Indie Music Showcase. And we're back. And as you can see, I am not alone. Let us welcome the host of Indie Music Showcase, Jeremy Carpenter and Miguel Larsen. So guys, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Miguel. I brush my teeth 3 times a day, and my credit score is decent.
I'm Jeremy Carpenter, and I'm a real-life person, not a robot.
You're not a robot?
No, man.
Oh.
And we're off to a great start. No, but seriously, like, you guys are going to be the host of Indie Music Showcase. Tell us a little bit about your background in the music industry.
Yeah, so I've been playing locally here in Orlando as a singer and guitarist for over a decade now. I played in numerous bands here in Orlando. I also collaborate with various artists, so I'm super excited to meet some more artists here at Indie Music Showcase.
What about you?
I've been in music pretty much my whole life, multiple instruments, doing things as I grew up, but I'm mostly known for my DJing and producing under the moniker Pop Rocks. And I got a brand new band out doing some unique things, and I think they should be checking it out pretty soon.
I agree with you 100%. Listen, I've watched them live. It is a treat. You definitely need to check them out.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to turn the show over to you, so I will see you later.
Thanks, Nando. Let's ride.
They're up here. I need them to be, like, here. It's too early for this.
This set is dope. Oh, look at the drum set.
What? They talked about it, but I didn't realize that. Like, they did really.
No, they did a good job. Yo, where's the marker? You want to do it? Yeah, let's start. All right.
Welcome, music fans and friends, to the all-new Indie Music Showcase. I'm Jeremy Carpenter, your host.
And I'm Miguel Larsen, your co-host to the hottest music TV show right here in Orlando, Florida.
Together, we will be highlighting some of the best and brightest artists, bands, producers, and DJs working in the industry today.
Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but is that all we're doing?
Oh, no, we're not stopping there. We are going to be visiting working studios and speaking with industry veterans to get their take on the music biz today as well.
Nice. And with the music business ever evolving and changing at a rapid pace, we'll also be taking a look at the latest downloadable software, plugins, and recording gear that will help you create your next hit song.
Speaking of hit songs, let's kick it off right away, guys.
I'm down. Let's ride.
Here is a brand new music video called Summer Nights by Akai,
featuring Tito Puente Jr. To follow Akai for more music, visit her socials on Facebook and Twitter at Akai Music.
Make sure you check out the entire library while you're there. Plenty of gems, plenty of great tracks.
So good.
Yeah, make a playlist.
I like that.
Yeah, we should do that too.
Let's do it after.
All right. Our next guest spent the last 15 years honing his talents in personal development, inspiration, and self-empowerment. In that time, he has worn many different hats: music school president, public speaker, filmmaker, musician, of course, art advocate, fundraiser, event coordinator, writer and critic, and much, much more.
You already got fingers, dude.
I know.
Holy cow.
It's just a lot of hats.
No kidding.
So for today's Industry Insight segment, we sit down with John Thiessen at his music repair and technology school, El Camino.
We're here at the El Camino School of Music Repair and Technology, here with the owner and president, John Thiessen. John, thank you for being on the show and having us come out today.
Thank you for visiting the facility and having me be a part of it.
Beautiful facility. We took a tour earlier. Amazing. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, what made you want to bring this concept to Orlando?
Well, Orlando is my home, and it has been for many years. My band is based here. My family's based here. The Orlando community, to better that Orlando community and to offer more things to our community means a lot to me. We created the trade school to be a funnel to the music industry, but basically through the back door. So many people want to be rock stars, want to play their instruments. Through our trade programs, we train touring guitar technicians that might work not only on the road, but also at potentially a retail shop or a guitar manufacturer. And what we really want to do is show people, so many people focus on the playing of the instrument. We want to show them how the instruments work, why they work, and give them the skill set and a true trade that they can take forward in the years to come.
So the true inner workings.
Yes, sir.
More than just getting on stage and rocking out.
That's fun too, but
Right.
not everybody's built to be a rock star. And I always say that for every 3 or 4 people that are in a band that are on stage, you're watching Motley Crue, you're watching some band on stage. There's dozens, if not hundreds of people behind them making that magic happen. And they're really the unsung heroes of a lot of the shows and a lot of things we see. And a guitar technician, every major touring act has somebody who maintains their instruments for them. They're not doing it themselves, so they have to have trained and skilled people to do that.
So bringing up those futures, the music school, you also have a repair shop, you also have a retail store. What else can you say that makes El Camino stand out?
Well, we are one of the only repair-based technology schools for music in the country, especially in the Southeast and in the Florida area. So it's a true differentiator. We have people come from all over the country to attend our courses. We actually are starting to get international students interested in the program as well. So that's a great expansive thing. But also when you have something like you mentioned the repairs, our repairs are done by Scout Guitars, and so we have Scout Guitars, a world-class custom guitar shop and luthier shop right here in our facility. And even in something as simple as our retail shop, our boutique retail shop, we have a lot of great partnerships with local artisans and local makers of custom instruments. And so for us, it's all about those collaborations. Anybody can put stuff up on a wall or sell something, but when you know the story behind the companies that you're partnering with, it enriches the experience.
So, mentioning the collaborations, you actually mentioned that in our little tour earlier. You want to do some collaborations with other business, other entities. Can you elaborate more on that?
We do a lot in the community. We partner with a lot of different entities that either rent space or have their events here, or we go out, for instance, Orange County Public Schools and UCF. We have partnerships to try to inspire their students to either learn more about it. One example is at Howard Middle School. All those students are there learning about their instrument, learning how to play the instrument. So we're working on a grant to help them learn how to set their instrument up, change their strings, and do more. Because if we could all have learned that at 12 years old, while we're learning, if we could couple the knowledge, of how and why, it would, empower them throughout their life a lot more. And our slogan at El Camino School is El Camino phonetically means the path. So our slogan is create your own path at El Camino School. But we partner with Guitars for Vets. We have a lot of corporate sponsors, like for instance, partnerships like Dean Guitars, Goldtone. These are companies that we partner with, so our students have a place for job placement. So not only is it a great relationship for us to have, but it opens up other doors. Even this week, we have the owner of Valve Train Amps teaching our students. And so it's a great internationally known boutique amp company. And our students not only get to work with the owner and learn all those things, learn how to build an amp and repair and troubleshoot an amp, but they potentially have an outlet for that for job placement down the road. So every partnership we bring to the table not only helps the school add stability, but it also is an outlet for our students and another relationship that they can call upon after they graduate.
Earlier, you also were mentioning a little bit about your guitar programs, and you actually pointed this one out. We set it up. Tell us about it.
So this is a kit Telecaster we get for the school. This is an example of something that the students build and put together in our 12-week trade course, but also in our hobbyist course. So we have a 2-day, we have a lot of different hobbyist courses where you can come in for 2 days and build your own tube amplifier. You can build your own guitar pedal. And we have a 2-day course where you can build your own guitar or bass guitar. So this is based on a Telecaster body style. And we have a $500 course. It's called Guitar Building, Assembly, and Beyond. And you come in for 2 days, you work with a master tech. And again, you walk away, you assemble it, you learn how to solder, you put all the pieces together, the pieces of the puzzle come together, you learn the hows and whys. You're not just assembling as in like in a factory putting pieces together. You learn about what everything does, why it does it. You get to learn about why the pickups work and how they work. You learn how to set the instrument up, and you walk away with a guitar that you built with your own 2 hands and that you can be proud of for years to come. And be it you play it on stage, or many people probably just keep it up as a wall hanger and they tell the story, but it's a story that they're going to tell because it's an experience they had. And we always joke, coming from a music retail background, you know, anybody can go buy a $500 guitar and anybody can buy an amplifier or any of these things, but to buy an amp or to buy a guitar or to get to build it and have a hand in it, and then now maybe be smart enough that I learned something, I can go on my own and maybe I'm going to learn to change. I learned a little bit about changing out pickups. Maybe I'm going to attempt that and experiment a little bit. You know, to be able to create that experience for somebody is much deeper than picking a guitar off the wall and go, I like the way this looks, and taking it home. You've actually had a hand in the creation of it with a bunch of other individuals in a one-on-one learning environment. And that to me is the special sauce of it.
So, El Camino is becoming a not-for-profit. What are some of the aspects that you want to take under the school's wings in this avenue?
Well, like I said, when we opened the school, we started up as a for-profit adult learning facility, but we have, due to kind of guidance and other things, we have drifted into applying for not-for-profit status. We're just at the front door of that. I come from a not-for-profit fundraising background, spent many years arts fundraising and being really very, very community-minded. And since the overall goal of El Camino School is to help our community and empower the people in the community and from outlying communities, for us to become a not-for-profit, it allows us to partner with other organizations that maybe we wouldn't have been able to. It also allows us to get different grant funding. You know, we're working with veterans organizations, we're working with parolee reintegration organizations. So it allows us to open up the doors for more grant and donations. You know, people want to be philanthropic in many ways, but sometimes they also need that tax write-off and other things, but they just need, they need a vehicle to put it through that they can entrust it in. So the not-for-profit element is allowing us to create scholarships to allow people in a lot of different underserved areas or disenfranchised areas of our community to find a career path, and we can help them out monetarily through, like I said, grants and donations. So it just gives us a couple more legs of our stool. And from a revenue stream and a business owner, if I can help somebody, if I can help a corporation do something, you know, that's good for PR or good, feel good for their organization, or a tax write-off or whatever the instigator is, if I can take that money and put it into our community and help somebody who otherwise would not be able to take our courses, be it the 12-week course that we offer, our guitar technician program, or just even one of our weekend courses. If I can help somebody, I hate the idea as a business owner to ever turn somebody away because of money. You know, the world operates on money, and that currency needs to flow. But for me, if we can secure the income or secure the scholarship from a different means, and then be able to pass it on to somebody who would never have that opportunity, that is really the thing that makes me sleep well at night, because that's truly what we were created to do, to empower people, but not only the haves, it's to allow the have-nots and everybody in between do it as well.
That's amazing. It makes me want to come here. I really have to say.
Well, we got a slot in our next class. We'll get you a sign up. Yeah?
I like the fact with the deeper appreciations. It's going much far beyond than playing the instrument.
Well, in an instrument itself, and going back to even our partners in Scout Guitars, you know, they repair guitars. They do a lot of high-level repairs. I know personally that my personal guitars at home are my babies, and I have a real maybe unhealthy love for them. And so many people, their instrument is an extension of themselves in many ways. So to be able to have a repair shop, and it's not like saying, oh, we're repairing instruments, we're saving the world. But if you have somebody who really cares for their instrument or loves their instrument and they break it or damage it or it needs to be fixed, to be able to go to a repair shop and have somebody who's qualified and be able to get it, and it plays better and it sounds better than you ever even knew it could, or you broke the headstock off and you think that this thing's going to end up in the trash, and Nick from Scout Guitars and his team can go and fix it and repair an heirloom. That's something that maybe was passed down to you. That's really cool. And so again, it might be lofty to think about in these ways, but when you're saving a family heirloom from ending up in the trash or doing something like that, or getting a musician whose blood, sweat, and tears has gone into this instrument with hundreds of hours on stage, to be able to repair them and take that off their skill. If they want to come and learn how to do it, we'll teach them. But if they want to make it somebody else's job to do that, they can come in and pick it up and go, oh my God, my baby never looked so good before, and really bring them back and save a lot of the stress and hassle that goes around that. So
I wish I would have met you and this concept about 15 years ago. Could have used you real good.
Well, we're hoping to save the next generation some time, because we've all learned it the hard way. And if I can save anybody 5 minutes of time for a hard lesson that I've learned, then I've done my job.
I appreciate that. John, you got to come out. El Camino School of Music, Repair, and Technology. It's an amazing gem right here, literally in the heart of Orlando. John, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now it's time for our hotspot of the week. Miguel traveled to one of the oldest record stores here in Orlando, Florida, Rock and Roll Heaven. Let's go check it out.
Tucked away near Lake Ivanhoe is a record shop that has an impressive collection of vinyl, films, mint condition action figures. Some might call this place heaven. Well, they're not wrong. Welcome to Rock and Roll Heaven. While other businesses have come and gone, Rock and Roll Heaven's reputation has continued to grow, and it's now one of the best known vinyl album stores in the world. Located in Orlando, the theme park capital of the world, it's Rock and Roll Heaven that is the destination of choice for countless tourists and locals. I visited the store this past month and found the vinyl dream world with classics and even modern albums all under one roof. But it doesn't stop with just vinyl. There are cassettes, CDs, shirts, posters, and every knickknack and memorabilia you can imagine. Run by Ray and Freddie Eman, Rock and Roll Heaven has been around since the 70s, when it was started by David Bushy, and was later sold to the brothers in the mid-80s, and has slowly expanded to the shop that we see today. And it's just not vinyl that they sell in a section of the store. They have VHS, classic toys and board games, audio gear, and even soundtracks to classic films. We asked Ray how much in the store is actually vintage. The answer, over 90%. Only mint items can be bought or sold here. Since the 70s, Rock and Roll Heaven's top priority is to sell nothing but the best of the best. On top of that, the desire for vinyl records has increased over the years and sales have gone up. According to the Record Industry Association of America, vinyl album sales outgrossed ad revenue from free tier streaming services and even surpassed CD sales for the first time back in the year 2020, meaning business is extremely well. Just ask any of their knowledgeable staff. They'll help you find what you're looking for. When you visit Rock and Roll Heaven, it's easy to get lost in a cloud of entertainment, eagerly searching through each row, each column, expecting to find the unexpected. And if you happen to find yourself freshening up in their lavatory, expect to see some familiar signatures on their walls. We did mention this place having history. Rock and Roll Heaven is located in Orlando, Florida at 1814 North Orange Avenue, and is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
For our final segment called the Artist Spotlight, we wanted to travel back to the El Camino School. You want to know why?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I got to sit down with a good friend of mine, Nick Scout, who builds and repairs guitars at his shop, Scout Guitars.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go. Now we're within El Camino here at Scout Guitars with my man, Nick Scout. Nick, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome. Good to see you, man.
Pleasure's mine.
So viewers, you may not know, but Nick and I have known each other and crossed paths within the music scene throughout the years. So Nick, tell us about your journey and how you got Scout Guitars to come here, and especially only here at El Camino.
Specifically, starting with guitar repair and things of that nature, I have such a fascination for anything that makes noise. So it was very easy to get into guitar building, guitar repair, things of that nature. And then I was just really obsessed with the idea that to make noise, it's common sense, geometry, and physics. You know, like I thought all that was really neat. So I really dove into it, and I feel like, biasly, I got really good at it. And I think by doing that, I found a way to, you know, give people what they need while also satiating my need to be creative and to, you know, have fun with what I do for work every day.
Yeah.
And through that, just being able to, not everyone can teach, you know, like people can be really great at what they do, but not everyone has the ability to relay that information colloquially away to people who want to learn it. So I found that I had that gift to be able to teach, and that's what brought me here to El Camino, was just being able to communicate to people who want to learn in a way that they can be receptive to it, instead of just being like, I'm too smart for you to understand, you know, because sometimes that's what happens. So I found myself kind of stuck in that really nice area of being great at what I do, but also being able to help other people learn the same way I do. And also have the drive to not hoard the information I do have. You know, like I think by teaching other people, you know, at a high standard, that it raises the standard for guitars everywhere in Orlando or Central Florida, or wherever you are, you know? So if you have really good information, I think for the most part, keeping it secret is a disservice to probably everyone around you.
Right. I feel like disservice for yourself too, because you may think this, like as a teacher, you may learn stuff as well by teaching the students. Now, did you know John prior to having Scout Guitars in El Camino, or was this something that you were like, hey, I have this spot, you have this spot, let's work together?
Yeah, we were ships in the night, just very, you know, our bands played together a handful of times, but El Camino was not a thought or anything on the radar at first. And it was really just kind of through, you know, coming up on the top of the field for a little bit, that it was like, hey, like, you guys are doing great things, we're doing great things, why not do great things together? You know?
Exactly. It's just like spreading the knowledge. That's
Exactly.
what we just mentioned before.
Exactly.
So you make guitars, you repair guitars, you teach classes on how to do those. You're pretty much spreading the love all around. What would you say is your favorite part to do?
They're all so different that I can kind of subdivide them on why I enjoy them, but I do find that I really love repairs. I love the idea of problem solving. That's like a big joy I find. So doing repairs, it's not always instant gratification, but like at the end of the day, if a crazy repair comes in and I can finish it and step back at the end of the day and be like, oh wow, like this was broken and now it's fixed. Like that brings a lot of joy. And then building has its own ups and downs, but building is one of those things where if you do it right, it just comes out right. You know, so it's like, that seems pretty simple, but it's really like, how can I fix something that's broken? You know, and I really enjoy that.
You feel you're presented with new challenges.
Exactly, yeah. With building, it's like, there are the challenges, but I already know the challenges. Whereas with repairs, it's like, what do I do now? You know, like, and then being able to figure that out. And with teaching, it's really just like to be a people person, you know, to be able to listen and to work around other people's learning styles and abilities and try to figure out how to get that information to them that they're going to be the most receptive to it.
Right.
And then also not being too loquacious and talking too much and giving them too much information at once.
Yeah, exactly. They're learning a new craft, so they're just having all this new information all at once. So that's where you come in and be like, I'm going to funnel this in a nice, simple way.
Yeah.
Here, and there you go.
It is very rewarding when you are explaining this concept and they're struggling, and then something just clicks and they get it, and you like see it on their face, like you like hear it in their voice, like they are so excited, like, oh, now it makes sense, and now my guitar plays great. And you're like, it's like once that clicks, that's the largest payoff of teaching, is just like once someone finally gets it, you know. It's like, imagine being Tony Hawk and you see someone land a kickflip for the first time and how happy they are, you know, you're like, oh wow. Like,
especially taking the time to teach them that. And you're just like, you help create that. You help inspire this person to do what you were taught to do, and how like you had that excitement at the time. I love that. So like you have the passion, which is by far, I think, the most important thing. you. And then in our world of guitars and instruments, we have Fender, Gibson, Dean, now Scout guitars. Do you see any expansion going down in the future?
Yeah, we just at the rate we've expanded so far in just a year and a half in this location, it's already like, wow, like that was unexpected. So we're working through obviously the issues that come with rapid expansion like that. But I think once we can get those under control and be able to pinpoint exactly what we want to do, from there we can plan probably more accordingly to expand and to build maybe part-time, and closer to full-time instead of as scattered as we do it now. Instead of us having stock models like we used to, right now when we do build, it's just like custom orders instead. But we would love to have stock models and stuff like that out, and to do that would require a handful of expansion.
Take some time, man. I think you're well on your way.
Yeah.
So you can find Scout Guitars here at El Camino. But Nick, tell us where online we can find Scout Guitars as well.
Scout Guitars on Instagram. We update daily. Every day we post about what we're doing. We post in our stories like the kind of behind the scenes stuff, whether it be painting or woodworking or putting lights in guitars and stuff like that. And then on Facebook, and then we have our own website, scoutguitars.com.
You heard it here first. Nick, thank you so much for your
Pleasure,
time,
man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Well, that's all the time we have as the needle has reached the end of the record. But don't worry, we'll have a new record ready to play in our next episode of Indie Music Showcase.
We most definitely will. And if you wish to be featured on Indie Music Showcase, send us an email at imstv@yahoo.com. And don't forget to follow us on our socials, both Facebook and Instagram at IMSTV Show.
We want to thank our sister show, Indie Cinema Showcase, for letting us take over to give you guys a sneak peek at Indie Music Showcase.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, guys. That was a great show. I can't wait to see what you guys do next. Well, that's all the time we have, so don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICSTV, Instagram at ICSTV Show, and on YouTube, Rumble, and Roku, and Apple Plus by looking up Indie Cinema Showcase. And if you want a chance to have your work, event, convention, or film festival featured on ICS, send us an email at icstv@yahoo.com. Until then, the set is closed, and as they say in the movie business, that's a wrap. See you next time.